However, we still have to see the play of the game right here, and we'll see who it is. Is Bailey good stuff once again? Back-to-back play of the games. Let's see how she does. Here comes the ultimate. Slashing around, getting rid of the monkey. Okay. Hello, this is Tiller Handle coming at you again with last week's scores. Last week we had Ego Academy over DeadX 4-2. We had the New York Pug Lovers beat the Warriors 3-1. EC beat Team Redemption 4-0. And the New Wyverners beat Exiled Angels 3-1. For this week's matchups, which will be week 6 of our season, Team Wolf will play the New Wyverners. Team Infamous will play Team Ego. DeadX will face off against the Warriors. Ego Academy will face EC. And Team Redemption will be going up against the New York Pug Lovers. We'll be having a bye this week for the Exiled Angels. Also, we'll be using Block C maps this week, so be sure to be using those this time around. This has been Tiller Handle of Atlas Nation, signing off. Have a great Sunday. Alright, so that concludes the first part of the video. This is the second part of the video. The weekly update is what we just did. If you want to stick around and hear about the community as a whole and what I think that we should strive for in our league, then you can stick around. So I was going to make this video, this part of the video, last week, but I didn't have the time as I had to study for a test. So the issue I was going to deal with is mental health. And so it says, last week was Valentine's Day. I hope that everyone that enjoys the very, in my opinion, artificial holiday on February 14th, more power to you. However, for some people, like myself and others, Valentine's Day isn't that great because it, like Christmas, when you're already kind of a solo kind of person that's kind of more introverted or likes to be alone, the loneliness kind of capitulates and peaks on holidays like Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. Except, you know, with Thanksgiving you have your racist uncle, right? So you're not lonely, you're just pissed off because you have that racist uncle right beside you. So anyways, I guess what I'm getting at is that I wanted to be open and be on the record that we support each and every one of you that are dealing with any form of mental health or physical health for that matter, particularly mental health this one, because as I know, living in the South, if you say anything about mental health or seeing psychologists, you're kind of looked at like you're weak. Or just get over it, especially if you're a dude, because you're expected to have a stoic mindset. So anyways, a little story back in about myself. Someone who has had to deal with these things on a personal level and with other people. At one point in my life, I had a scholarship for theater at a community college that's about an hour drive away. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I had a few friends, but most of them didn't go with me. I was the only person that went there that I knew, and that was myself. And I would drive an hour a day and go up there and take classes. However, me not knowing what to do and not explaining that to anyone properly created a huge feel of loneliness. And because of that loneliness, I would isolate myself. Eventually, I would just stop going to class altogether, but I would still drive an hour to the campus and just go sleep in the car in a sleep of depression. And the reason I did that, actually travel out there, is because I use my mother's car, and she would know something's up the gas, if there's still gas in it, or if the miles hasn't, the mile thing hasn't gone up or down. Anyways, so I was severely depressed and lonely, didn't know how to reach out. Well, then comes the end of the semester, where I tell the director of art that I don't want scholarship next semester because I'm going to just drop out. Well, this art director, or whatever he called himself, wasn't the best person in the world, and he kind of lied to me if I didn't know he was lying at the time, and told me that I had to pay my scholarship back. So, in fear of doing that, and having crippling anxiety of what the hell I'm doing in my life, as if I'm on the inroad, as if the next day could be my last, in a mental state-wise, not actually be my last, but not knowing what I'm going to do the next day as far as what the hell am I doing with my life. I applied for a job at McDonald's, and to hopefully pay off a scholarship that I had to pay back, which I didn't actually end up having to pay off later because he just straight out lied to me and tried to put fear into me because he was an arsehole. So basically I did night shift, graveyard shift, and basically my whole life for about a few months was really sleeping for 12 to 14 hours and working for 8 hours at night, or at 8 to 9. That was pretty much every day. And when I didn't have to work, those 2 or 3 days I didn't really play with my friends, as I felt like just talking to them just made it worse. So I was always afraid they was going to mention, what are you going to do now? What's so forth and so forth, stuff like that. Sorry. They got so bad, in fact, that even mentioning the community college I went to, or anyone asking me what I'm doing in life, I would just break down and cry, as I did not know, and the fear of not knowing and loneliness on top of that is very crippling. Anyways, so after doing all that things, I would, on the way to go to sleep, I would go to sleep and stuff like that. I'll try to watch YouTube, try to go to sleep, give my mind off other things. And I came across a video game, and that video game was Life is Strange. And I became very obsessed with that game, very obsessed with it. And it became my life for a whole year. That was it. Completely infatuated with it. And the game itself deals with mental illness. And kind of some of the characters' problems and stuff like that, kind of felt like I was looking in a mirror, as I felt like I was, part of me was in those two main characters. Anyways, after the game was complete, I felt like I had a huge hole in my stomach, but I felt like I somewhat felt a little more whole than usual, as the way I would learn more about the game and who created it, I stumbled upon their great the Life is Strange community, which is just probably the most wholesome community and discourse I've ever been a part of. And they would, explain their own stories, how they reflect towards these characters created by Frenchmen who created American Girls. They're very quirky and hipster and cringeworthy, if you like those two types of things. Anyways, through that community, they got me enough courage to go see a therapist. Something I didn't want to go see because I myself didn't want to take any type of medication that would mess me up my whole life. Something like that. Anyway, so after actually seeing the therapist, I was misdiagnosed with only having depression. Which is fine. It's nothing I didn't expect. It's nice to know that you have those things. Anyways, but because of me knowing those things, I felt like I was, after knowing I had those things, I felt like I was ready to go back to school, and I did, and I had my major psychology because I felt like I needed to help people with mental illnesses because I myself had one. Turns out I'm too judgmental to do psychology, so I ended up switching to English thanks to a good friend of mine who encouraged me to do so. So I guess what I'm getting at is that I want everyone to know that if you're dealing with any type of mental illness or have a loved one or friend or anyone that's having an issue that's close to you with mental health, that I and John and other people within our community are here to help you and with a situation to try to support you as much as we can. We know we can't do everything, but we can try our damn best. We'll try to be the best there is, the best there is, and best there will be when it comes to that situation for you. Or anyone, for that matter. Anyways, like I said before, I was misdiagnosed with depression. Turns out I have borderline personality depression, which is, a little more rare than just regular depression. But, at the time, just having depression and accepting that was good. So now I have this, so that's fun too. Anyways. So, we support you guys. Love you all. And have a great day.